Really quick, everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you don't want to watch whole thing and just jump straight into a different topic, please check the pinned comment or check the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I appreciate you guys watching whatever part that you'd like to. If you're sticking around, everybody, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. My name is Kyle. If you are new here, I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. This is the Let's Talk Clen series we do on the channel where I ask you guys to jump into the Discord server and give me some topics to talk about for a video. Usually we talk about Fortnite, but of course, we can talk about anything at all. With that being said, we are going to get straight into the first one for today. What are the top 5 collabs you would like to see come to Fortnite by the end of 2023? I'd have to fire them off right at the top of my head. So I want for sure Game of Thrones. I've always wanted Game of Thrones, especially with this new season right now, man. Like, that is the perfect time to add a crossover with the whole medieval theme. That'd be great. I want to see Breaking Bad. I want to see like a Nintendo crossover in some sorts, preferably like I want a Waluigi skin. Can I say Sonic? I want Eggman. I don't know what a fifth would be. Maybe like, can I say redo Halo? Would that count as like a crossover I could get? Like, because I want more from Halo. Like, give me Cortana, give me more like customizable Spartan skins. That'd be really cool. Like, I love Master Chief, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they dropped the ball a little bit when they added Master Chief. They could have done so much more with him. So yeah, I think I can say that, but I don't know if that's like I don't know if that's exactly what you were looking for. In your opinion, what's the most worthless subject taught in school? Okay, this one, you know what? Okay. There's a lot of things that I learned in school where I was like, hey, this is useless at the time, and then it ended up actually being like, okay, yeah, you know what, I'm kind of glad I learned that. But you know what I will never, ever understand? Oh, wait, I just never thought about this. I was going to say Shakespeare, but I don't know if the rest of the world even learns that. Maybe that's just a Canadian thing or an English thing. I don't know. Regardless, in school we were supposed, like, it was required for us like each year, I believe, to learn Shakespeare, and it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever done in my life. It didn't make any sense, and I couldn't read into like the specifics of like what this character meant when he said thiseth. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous, and I will never use that in my entire life. And again, I don't know if the rest of the world even learns that. So I'm gonna say that. But I don't know if I just learned that. So let me know if like that's a whole world thing, because I don't know. Moving on, do you think that the lore will eventually be abandoned / will end? Well, Donna Mustard said that the Fortnite, like, I can't remember the exact quote, but he said something along the lines of like, hey, the Fortnite storyline's never going to end. It's just going to keep going. There will always be something next. So I think like maybe like 20 years time when like Fortnite finally has its moments where it's going to start going downhill, you know what I mean? Like, even if it does have that moment, maybe Creative 2.0 will like just be one of those things forever. I think Fortnite will be around forever pretty much, but like, will they stop doing the storyline? I can see that happening one day, but again, like years and years down the road. Hey Kyle, did you really work in a McDonald's? Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was my first job ever. I had it for a long time. I even kept it when I got my other jobs. I loved it. It was like my favorite job. It's still to this day probably my favorite job. It was probably tied with another one. Yeah, regardless, it was a good job. I don't understand. Like, I've seen a lot of TikToks about people hating working there, but I thought it was great. Adding to this, if it's okay that I ask, what do you do now? You always mention the things you used to do, but not what you presently do. I've never mentioned that before. Maybe I did, maybe in a stream or something. I don't know. I'll tell you. I don't mind telling you at all, but that's why the timestamps are here. So if it's boring, guys, just skip to the next chapter of the video. So first job, like I said, that was my first job at McDonald's, and then after that I moved on to Tim Hortons, which, if you're not familiar with that, because I know some, like the rest, a lot of places in the world aren't familiar with that, it's like just a Canadian coffee shop. I know they have like a couple of them in the States, but I switched over to that, and then I ended up being a baker in a hospital for a little bit, and that was like my entry to like the whole world with a hospital. Like, that's where I work now. And then after that, I got out of there and started working in an emergency room, and I was an aide in there. So I was basically just like helping around, like pretty much getting the doctors and nurses anything they needed, I was responsible for making sure that like all their tests were done, like the CAT scans, x-rays, all that stuff. And then I moved on to the OR, or the operating room, in that same building, and did more of the same thing, where it's like if they needed like any tools or something, I would go and like bring it to the room. And the most important thing was I went to go get blood if they ever needed blood, and then I have to like read their whole like life history to make sure that they're getting the right blood, and they had to do it quick, and it was actually quite stressful because then you had to run it back, because the only time somebody needed blood is if they were like dying, you know what I mean? So that's what I did there. And now I'm out of there, and now I still work in that same hospital building, but what I do is I'm a supply clerk. So I work in an office now, and this is where I actually come up with a lot of my YouTube video ideas, because I have 2 monitors. Like, sometimes like I'll have something up on the other monitor here while I'm working. I take inventory, and then I order supplies for throughout the building in the hospital. So that's what I do right now, but that was pretty much my whole work history. Oh, here's an interesting one. Captain America versus Iron Man. Which side are you on? So for a long time, I was actually like on Team Iron Man, and now I'm a little bit more conflicted, okay? Here's the thing. I like the idea of Captain America and everyone being free, doing what they want, you know what I mean? That is like, it's a great foundation to have. But then again, Iron Man like knew stuff that nobody else knew. And that's the problem. Like, he knew that the world needed a shield because he knew Thanos was coming, but who else knew that? Everyone just thought Iron Man like would just want to like build a thing for like just in case something happens, but he knew Thanos was actually coming. That's why it's tough. And I don't really have necessarily a side. If I had to pick one, I would actually lean towards Iron Man, because he wanted to get the world ready for a fight, you know what I mean? He knew it was coming. But Captain America, he was like, no, this is ridiculous. We need to be free. We need to just do whatever we want to like fight against like any ongoing threats without being controlled. You know what I mean? So I get both sides. It's just, that's a tough one. I'd have to lean towards Iron Man, but I like Captain America's more, but I'd have to go with Iron Man because something was actually coming. You know what I mean? Moving on, who do you think will be the next big YouTuber that will comment on one of your videos after the current iTalk comment? How cool was that, by the way, man? Like, I've been watching iTalk forever, but I can't predict that. There's so many huge YouTubers. I want to see PlayStation Grenade or Camping Rusher next. I think that'd be pretty cool. What is my favorite tier 100? Actually, Geno is up there for my favorite tier 100s. I also really like the Ice King, but I think my favorite ever is Blackheart. I love the different styles you can do from something like really, really basic to something that's just absolutely insane, a really cool skeleton looking guy. That's my favorite tier 100 by far, but I also really like Geno and I really like the Ice King. Those are like up there too. Like those are my top 3 favorites. Best Fortnite YouTuber in your opinion, man? That's toughy. That's a toughie because there's a lot of people that make like actually really good videos. I think objectively the best would be Cypher PK because like the editing and the type of content that you get, the different like the amount of like diverse content that you get. He makes different videos on different things all the time relating to Fortnite. So I think like objectively Cypher is the best, but for me personally, I think I enjoy PlayStation Grenade the most. In my opinion, I think I really enjoy PlayStation Grenade the most. Just, I love his charisma. I love like what he does with the Fortnite storyline. I love the way his videos are structured. I love the music. I really like him. So objectively, I'd say it's Cypher, but in my opinion, it's PlayStation Grenade. And Camping Rusher is there too. I really like him. Moving on again, have you watched Sonic Prime yet? If yes, what do you think about it? I believe I'm in episode 4 right now. I'm watching it really slowly because I go to my parents every weekend, and then I'm watching it with Kristen. And Kristen like watches her and I watch one episode together every time. So, man, I like it. Don't get me wrong. But I have such a hard time getting used to the new voices. That's even a problem with like anything I see Sonic now because I grew up with like Sonic X. I grew up with all the Sonic games. You get used to like all these voices. I'm not used to the characters in different clothes and different voices, but it's not like they're just different voices. You know what I mean? It's like so different. Like take a look at Knuckles, take a look at Shadow, take a look at Rouge. You know what I mean? Like they're not even remotely the same. So I appreciate it for what it is, and don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it. It's just really hard for me to like get invested in it, or like really have myself like really get invested into a show with characters that I know sound different. You know what I mean? I don't know if like, I don't want to come off and saying like, God, I hope I'm making sense here. It's like, I really enjoy, I think it's very well structured. You know what else I can't tell is, sorry, I'm like all over the place with this one here. I can't tell if the animation style is really good or really bad because sometimes I'm looking and I was like, hey, it looks like it could be a game, and other times where it's like they're walking kind of funny and I'm like, I don't know if that's necessarily good or if it's like a Netflix budget or something like that. But regardless, it's tough, man. I'm enjoying it so far. I like the premise, and I think that it's about to pick up, or it really seems like they finally just got together as a team on the episode that I'm at. So so far so good, but I'm having a lot of problems with the voices, and I understand like that's my own thing. I don't want to have a problem with the voices because it's not fair to them. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the story. So I need to get over that. If you could design a battle pass based on your channel, what would it be? I'm assuming you're not talking about concepts because I've had like questions before where it's like, hey, what concepts would you put into a battle pass? Which would be cool. I would like to do that for a video one day. Regardless, I'm so sorry if I'm getting this wrong, but do you mean like based on like what I would put in an icon series concept? If not, if so, Watts, man, the concept that you made is actually pretty good, guys. I made a video on it a while ago. I wouldn't be able to find the concept just off the top of my head here, but Watts made a pretty sick Clen icon series concept, and I loved it. So like it would be something like that where it was like I would just throw my own skin in there and then like come up with like emotes, backlinks and stuff. But if that's not the question you were looking for me to answer, I apologize. Just throw it in there again. I'm so sorry. I hate when I do that to people and I don't understand. Moving on, which Halo weapon would you want in Fortnite? Mine would be the charge pistol. A lot of guns carry the plasma pistol. Yes, that'd be really fun in Fortnite. A gun that could like really zap your shields. But you know what I would pick? The beam rifle from Halo 4. That thing beams. That's such a good weapon. But there's so many cool Halo weapons that I would like to see in Fortnite. Like just even like the Halo sniper with no bullet drop. That would be absolutely fantastic. But I think I'd have to go with the beam rifle or the railgun. I was really good with those. The beam rifle nobody picked up too. It's like not nobody, but I was like always finding it because nobody else wanted it. You know what I mean? Somebody would pick it for maybe like ordnance or something, then drop it right away. Then I carry it and just like no scope a bunch of people in the head. I would love to see that gun in Fortnite. It would be way too overpowered, but I like it. Oh man, Kyle, you gotta tell us, what were you thinking / feeling when Happy Power and iTalk commented on your videos? I'm happy you're getting more exposure. Well, I appreciate that. I gotta say, like, guys, the fact that you're like always watching these videos, liking and subscribing helps push these videos out, and I really appreciate all of you like always watching my videos, especially those of you who are regular. Like, I really appreciate it. But it was so cool to see, like, first of all, I made that video on Happy Power. Happy Power commented on I'm gonna sum it up very quickly. Happy Power commented on a video that I made of him a long time ago, where I was like talking about like how he lost his love for the channel and stuff like that. I'm paraphrasing, of course. He commented and he's like, hey, I'm making big changes in 2023. So I watch his channel in 2023, and the content is absolutely fantastic, and I'm still watching it. Like, I put notifications on for the guy, and this is actually like before he commented like on my video again. Just really love what he's doing. So then I made it. Did I already mention that? Anyways, I made another video saying like, hey guys, you gotta go check out Happy Power, because this channel is like fantastic. The dude's reinventing himself, new style, great editing, stuff like that. Then he commented again, and then he tweeted out my video, and I was like, no way, you actually did that, Happy Power. I don't know if you're ever gonna watch any more of my content, but if you happen to be here, you didn't have to do that. I really appreciate that. And moving on, iTalk. Oh my god, so I don't usually check my YouTube comments until like my next post, which is like, I'll check them like every 24 hours, right, on my YouTube comments. Then I think it was PBJ that told me, he was like, dude, iTalk just comments on your video, and I was like, what? Because if you know me, I've been like watching and commenting on iTalk stuff for years. Like, it was somewhere around the OG days. I remember I got into his channel because he made a video like, dear OGs, please stop. It was something like that. Ever since then, I've been watching like every single video the dude uploaded. So like, I've been invested in this guy since the beginning of Fortnite, since I'm like beginning when I started playing, pretty much. So it was really cool to see like him of all people come comment on the videos, because he's one of my favorite Fortnite channels, and just a guy like, he's a guy that like I just, no matter what he put out, I watched, and like I would just like go in a shower for 10 minutes, and he had the perfect amount of video with a commentary. I'll just like leave it on, you know what I mean? Either that or an MMA video. So iTalk, like, man, I listened to that guy for a long time. All of his skin reviews, I know this sounds bad, but like, it's one of those like comfort channels where like sometimes I fell asleep to it, because he had made those like hour-long videos reviewing every single skin. So I was like, hey, you know what, I could listen to this. Like, and not to say that it's boring, I understand how that can come off, but it's like, you ever have those like comfort shows or something where you like fall asleep to? Sometimes I even did that. The point is, I watched this guy for so long, had a little bit of a rocky road when he lost his account, and I was like falling out of love with the content a little bit, but now he's really back invested into it. And same thing with Happy Power, you know what I mean? Like, where it's these two have like really got back into the content game, and I've been really enjoying them again. So it was really cool to see iTalk, and it was a very huge surprise. And then iTalk commented on another video of mine, which I couldn't believe it. It wasn't just one time that he watched it. And then, so here's the thing, in case you guys don't know, because I know I was talking to a couple of you in the Discord about it. I sent iTalk a super chat when he was live streaming, because I was like, hey dude, it was cool that you commented on my videos, but the whole point that I made, I used my personal account because that's what I watch YouTube on all the time. So I sent iTalk a super chat, and I was like, hey iTalk, you commented on one of my videos today, but I won't say my name because I don't want to self-promote, because the whole point of it was to like just thank him, you know what I mean? I didn't want to put my name out there. I think that's a really scummy thing to do. Like, truthfully, I understand people can read into that and be like, hey, maybe this was your intention, but honestly, like, you just have to take my word for it, because I really wasn't doing that to self-promote. But then the dude just went, oh, is that Clen? No way, that's Clen, because that's the only video I commented on today. And I was like, oh my god, because I didn't think that, I would assume he would watch a lot of videos and comment on it today, because he'd have to like guess which one. But no, he got it right. And then he actually like was talking about how cool, like, he liked my videos, he liked the style of my channel, he liked the commentary. And it was very nice to see, because he had a lot of people watching on stream, and then a few people after his stream was done were like, hey, came here after iTalk stream. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. So thank you guys for coming in. I don't know if you're gonna watch any of my videos anymore, iTalk, but like, you really didn't have to do that. And like, I was just I appreciate it. It's cool to see Happy Power and iTalk commenting on the videos. I'm watching those guys for a very long time, especially iTalk, man. That was really cool. I probably talked about that for way too long. So yeah, that's what I was feeling when they commented on my stuff. And then we're gonna move on to the last one for today, guys. Just here asking for your monthly anime update. What are you watching now? Still Clone Wars? Nope, I finished Clone Wars. It was fantastic. Loved it. I watched Tales of the Jedi. Actually, I didn't like it, believe it or not. But now I'm watching Arcane. Does that count as anime? I don't know if it does. Regardless, so far so good, and I get the hype behind Jinx. She's a pretty cool character. So yeah, I'll do a self plug right here, guys. I have a whole channel about movies and TV shows if you want to watch. Clenema in the description down below, guys. With that being said, I'm going to put an end to this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here and you enjoy the content, please consider like button, help the channel a ton, and subscribe if you're brand new. Check the description down below for links to all my other channels. There's a link to Real Ember on Fiverr. Will take care of all of your YouTube thumbnail needs. Remember, guys, thumbnails are the most important part of the video. Let Real Ember take care of that for you. If you want to be a channel member, you could potentially win V-Bucks at the end of the month, and if we live stream, you can skip the line to play with us. And lastly, if you'd like to use my support creator code in the item shop, it is code Clen, hashtag anime, hashtag epic partner. Thank you so much for watching, and guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care.